How's everyone doing? Welcome to the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Winter League Week 2, Group 2, our third race of the week. I am Quinn Patrick. We got Archfield on Restream, Artorias and Joof tracking, and joining me on commentary is Cyberdark. How you doing, Cyberdark?
Pretty good, and yourself?
I am excited. We've got another good one here. We've got Chadbert, Opty7, Vennicus, and aaron2u2. For people, if you only have a passing familiarity with this community, you might look at this and think that aaron2u2 has an easy one here. But Vennicus and Chadbert are both coming off of week 1 wins. So they're all in a pretty good spot here, and any one of these players could potentially give Aaron a run for his money, but it'll be Opty who's looking to pull an upset to get her tournament into high gear.
For sure. This is Chaos. It's anyone's game. Yeah, kind of getting a look at the stats now. We got 27 strength start, 35 HP. We got sleep. To be fair, the Restream crew has asked for a reroll, but we were denied.
Yeah, it's not very often that you'll see the players ask for a reroll because the seed is too kind. That 27 strength is pretty huge, along with the sleep spell. The 34 HP is pretty expected on account of the Big Swamp, and that gets us into the flags for this week. Big Swamp and No Hurt More are the two big ones, but we've also got some stuff returning from last week. We have the random enemy XP in gold. But the random enemy stats are turned off. So what that means is that you'll go out and that first zone might have a ton of value, right? You'll have like the regular slimes, Drakkies that are really weak, but they might be giving a ton of experience points.
Yeah, so we know our enemies. If we've played any standard matches at all, we know what enemies we can fight right away. We're going to start your basic enemies, work your way up to that red dragon. But maybe you want to fight those basic enemies, so Repel may not be a thing in these seeds. And having No Hurt More, you can't go fight a, we'll say an Axe Knight or a Magiwyvern easily. You have to swing, right?
Yeah, yep. Those late game enemies are a lot less appealing due to that combination of factors. You don't have Hurt More to take them out with, and they're probably not going to be worth all that much, or at least not that much more than the weak enemies. But you never know. It could turn out that the only good enemy in the seed is something like an Axe Knight or a Red Dragon. Something else that we've noticed and that some people in chat are pointing out, we've got 2 strength agility builds this time. It's our 2 runners on top, Chadbert and Opty7. Chadbert actually running a lowercase z, which at first I thought maybe was unintentional, but it is a strength agility build, which is within the meta, and here the race is underway.
Yeah, if you can't Hurt More your way out of an enemy through Sherlock, then having a little extra defense certainly does help. In Chaos Flags, it does seem to be a little bit better. But you can go either way. It's all depending on RNG, of course. I mean, that is the big pull on Dragon Warrior Randomizer.
The Stones of Sunlight are discovered here in the throne room immediately, and the prizes don't stop there because another flag that's carrying over is no keys, so that treasury is wide open. We'll see probably most of these players go back up the stairs before they get it, so that they could potentially get a grind for something right away.
You know, we do have random weapon prices brought back as well, so most items are going to be a little bit cheaper, not all.
Random weapon prices is not on. It's summer sale, but not random weapon prices. So stuff won't be quite as cheap. And we're seeing just a ton of gold. I see a cursed belt in this castle treasury.
Oh, I'm mistaken. So either way, we're not looking for a full 32,000 grind, but 5 to 10,000, maybe 12, certainly enough to cover most of your bases.
Yeah, 7 or 8 will usually get you a silver shield, but there is a little bit of risk there. You probably don't want to go all the way to 15k, but there Vennicus is our first to step out onto the map, and he sees a town right away in that swamp. These guys, although getting another unusual luxury by not starting in the swamp, and that magician worth 308. Wow. Can we please get a reseed?
Heal, hurt, outside, and repel, along with a bunch more stats. I think I saw 29 strength there.
Yeah, just so everyone doesn't get too disillusioned with this night, there are, I think, 2 more races tonight, both at 9. So even if this one is over in 25 minutes, there will be some more action tonight.
Magidrake hit there had 131. The red slime is 156. I mean, it's just as well to stay in this area for, I don't know, 15 levels.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. It's pretty much every enemy here is good, but Aaron went right ahead into a cave. I think he was in the swamp cave there and encountered a golem, and there's your silver shield price, 9,202. It's a little on the high end for summer sale.
For sure, but there is a gold grind available, so it's not out of the realm of possibility right now. But with these enemies, don't worry about that yet. You just grind. I mean, you've got enough strength to kill any enemy here in one hit. You stay here until they're constantly running away from you, and then just, you know, eventually go to your town. We do have Rimmeldar very close, so of course there is some stuff there, but not a huge amount of stuff. Although the Silver Harp is there.
So harp and stones already discovered. Yeah, this one's developing pretty quickly. I see Chadbert has almost enough money for that silver. He's up in the 8,000s, so he could get it. You know, in a seed like this, you might never die. So he could, you know, just come back later in the seed once he's fought some enemies and just accrued some money through playing the seed normally and buy that silver shield. And no one else is particularly close here. Opty is opening some of these gold chests again. Maybe has that in mind.
Yeah, there wasn't much else there. I think a chainmail, maybe a bamboo pole or something. Nothing really worth getting yet. I mean, we do have so much strength here now. You're really not going to get hit for a whole lot. I mean, the HP is up there as well. We're up to 55 HP.
Yeah, seen some copper swords that were purchased. Not everyone... I mean, I wouldn't blame our trackers for not having the full details on what everyone bought, but I mean, the copper sword doesn't even make a huge difference at this stage. You have so much attack power and the levels are coming in so fast.
Yeah, I'm seeing some of those enemies pulling in over 200 gold as well, which is great for an easy grind.
Yeah, this is pretty much the most hospitable big swamp situation you could hope for outside of armor in the throne room or something.
Yeah, so not all, but a lot of our big swamps start with Tantagel in a swamp, and it's hard to get out, which is why the boosted HP is usually on level 1. But in this case, there is a big swamp. It just so happened that Tantagel started in a desert, so you can move around. I think I just saw 25 magic on level 13. So our MP at level 13 is more than enough to go.
Yeah, looks like 111 MP on level 13, which is... it's a lot. That's plenty. I think it's 112. There's a heal more on 112. So they're likely to get past that.
Yeah, not only that, I mean, our strength is at 83 already at level 13. Our agility is at 84, which is more than enough, really. If you're getting into 90 agility, you're doing really good.
Yeah, that agility is excellent. The only thing that's lagging right now is the HP. Way down at 68, which is very low for level 14, but with this, I mean, you don't even mind. That just means that, you know, by the time that HP is high enough, all the other stats are going to be super safe, and you'll have nothing to worry about in the end game, at least, you know, most of the time. That's another thing about this flag set that's different from last week, I think, is that we've got the alternate run algorithm, which has kind of complex mechanics, but the bottom line is that the huge difference in between something like the blue dragon and the red dragon in terms of how hard it is to run away from is mostly wiped out, and it's just agility now. Everything in Charlock is hard to run away from. The red dragons and the armored knights and the stonemen are easier, but everything else is harder. So, you know, you get a lot of those blue dragons, a lot of those axe knights, you know, the wizards can stop you. So I've found that in this flag set, you're more likely to burn Gilmore's on the way down, at least in my experience. So that extra MP, you know, it's helpful. And if they do end up in a low HP dive situation, that makes it even scarier. You know, if you're going in at exactly 97 or below 97 HP, then any one of those encounters, you know, if you get run blocked 6 times, you could be burning 5 Healmores. It becomes really scary.
Sure. Now, our top 2 players running Strength Agility, they're going to have an easier time going through Charlock because they're going to be able to repel a little more and be easier to run. However, they're going to be a little bit lower, on average 10 HP lower at, say, level 15, 16 than our bottom 2 players. And with HP being the lagging stat at the moment, it might mean an extra level or 2 for them to be able to go.
That's true. I'm seeing 2 silver shields purchased already. Those are the 2 runners on top. And Aaron actually has enough money for a silver shield, and Vennicus is about to. Might have just gotten it. So, yeah, we're going to see silver shields across the board. These defense stats are going to be huge, and we're back to the vanilla enemy stats, so we can know specifically which enemies they might get up to that 94 defense to repel axe knights when all's said and done.
Now, most players are choosing to grind right here and now, get the go stats. As far as strength ability, of course, you'll have to buy weapons and armor, although we do have the best field game already. They're going to stay here and grind as much as they can. If they have to grind after they decide to go and explore, we have a really nice grind zone. You just die, warp back here, walk outside and start grinding in the desert. You can't ask for any better.
I'm seeing Opty has drifted a little farther away from start than the other 3 runners have. She's finding other stuff like these rolls, which are worth only 19, so it might be... Yeah, she's already kind of trying to have a look around while the other runners... And she's firmly behind on experience, too, compared to the other runners who are sticking close to home.
Yeah, there are magic break keys and red slimes over here, and they're certainly good for experience, but that magician is even better, and that's right... just like straight south of home. It's really where you should be right now. Saying that, I'm seeing Vennicus in the same zone as getting something worth 300 experience, so there might be magicians as well.
Yeah, Vennicus is also kind of drifting over there, but you do get to see, you know, you got to see that dead end, so that's a little bit of map knowledge that Aaron and Chadbert will probably have to get eventually. Here, Chadbert is our first to really break away. He's, I guess, somewhere north of the castle, and he has found Garen's grave.
Yep, so we got 3 easy chests here. I don't expect anyone to dive right away for the last 2 chests, but they'll certainly grab the 3 top ones.
Yeah, I always sort of think about, well, there's fairy water, gold, and an herb. So yeah, I always sort of think about, you know, how much stuff is left versus, you know, how many of the quest items do I have? Because, you know, if there's only 4 chests left in the overworld, 2 of them are in bottom grave, and I'm missing 3 things, then that bottom grave starts to look pretty appealing, right? There's a lot of chances for there to be stuff down there. But that's early on when you have so much stuff. Yeah, it's not a high priority to get down there. You still got all the search spots left. There's a cursed belt, so there's at least 1 known search spot that's going to have something. Now everyone is out there. Opty actually takes one of our first deaths, I think our second death of the seed, to a demon knight, while Aaron hopes to have better luck against that same enemy, but it's casting heal more. So that's, yeah, not going to happen. He runs away.
Chadbert here has found Charlock and Tablet Cave. No reason not to run Tablet here. You've got Radiant. Or, no, maybe not. Someone would be Radiant. But it's easy to get. There's no enemies. Just go for it.
At this point, honestly, I think you run from everything. I don't think you stop to fight any... Well, you run from everything except for, like, magicians and magic drackies. You don't stop to fight anything that that you don't know what it is because, you know, the options that you already have are so good. It looks like Chadbert throws on the dragon scale that his ancestor left for him there in Tablet Cave.
Yeah, and I've seen some of our players already running from blue dragons. Rogue Scorpion there with DL2 breath, but when that's great with the alternate run algorithm, you can run from a lot of these enemies with the agility you have here.
Oh yeah, those armor knights and red dragons are way less scary on the overworld. I mean, having 89 agility ordinarily would be enough to defang them, but that plus the alt run algo is like, yeah, you're not really scared of them at all. You can run from whatever you want. And Opty is actually back on the grind, it looks like, but still in those hill tiles in what I assume is the east-west zone. And Aaron, they're trying a wizard, only gets 34 for it.
Not overly surprising. Seems the max level they've bothered with right now is 16. 86 strength is really good. 89 agility is great. The MP is amazing. Do need a couple more levels for HP, but why not grind that as you're moving? You can find some better enemies that are maybe going to give you some more experience. You don't know. Because the big thing with those easy enemies is they do tend to run right now.
Yeah, a dive on 80 hit points. I mean, it feels weird to still be grinding when you have 130 MP, but you know, when you're on 80 HP, that's going to be the right call 100% of the time. A dive on, you know, I've heard of people going on maybe 90, but 80 HP is, that's not going to happen. You're not going to beat any Dragon Lords with that.
It's happened. I think Cobra maybe went on like 80 or 81 or maybe 87, something like that. It was in the 80s and managed to take down the Dragon Lord. But it's a rare occurrence. You have to have a lot of MP, a lot of strength, a lot of defense.
If ever there was a seed to sell the Death Necklace in, this might be it. And Opty has found magicians in that zone. So it could be that it's, well, with the Drolls mixed in though, I don't know. Could be that she was kind of wandering eastward and getting back into the Zone 0. And there you can see Chadbert easily fading a red dragon. Runs on his first try. You can see that alt run algorithm in practice. In addition to the gargantuan 93 agility, so he'd be better than a coin flip anyway.
Vennicus has Just of the Grave, and chest number 4 is Erdrick's Sword.
Oh, that hurts for, I think Chadbert was the one who found that and only checked the top 3.
Yeah.
That could actually be huge, because, we'll see when Aaron gets there if he does the dive or just the top 3. But then again, when you've got 130 MP, you really need the sword? We'll see once they grind out those levels to get up over 97-ish hit points. They might have plenty of strength as is. Still, Vennicus won't be sorry that he has it.
For sure. Aaron, I believe, I may be wrong, but I believe he's in the camp of you don't dive grave unless you pretty much have to, or, like you said, unless you're getting really low on spots. So I would not be surprised to see him ignored for a while.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
In the opposite direction, so maybe he'll find that last.
We actually saw there was a race last week with Angel, where Angel wound up in 3rd place, I think because of something very much like this, where the sword was down grave and he just didn't go for it and wound up grinding out extra levels to do it without the sword instead of going to get the sword, and like the Dragon Lord took him a couple of tries. But I think in that one only one player actually got the sword.
Yeah, I believe so. I did not see what the last chest was in grave, or if Vennicus even got to it.
And Hoodie making another good point, outside is a big factor, and whether or not you do that. It makes the dive much more appealing if you have outside.
For sure. Very fluid apparently in the bottom of grave. Oh, and Chadbert has found coal. We do have a search spot here.
It is nothing. Absolutely nothing. So apparently, according to Just Chris in chat, a flame sword has been spotted for 4,000 gold, which is pretty affordable. Aaron doesn't quite have enough for it. It's not there in that shop. In Garenham, Hoodie says. So that might be what some or most of these runners end up doing instead of getting that sword in Deep Grave.
Yeah, Aaron was a little short on gold there for magic armor. Decided to buy the chainmail instead.
Now, Opty is diving grave, so she's going to have Erdrick's sword, assuming this dive doesn't go horribly awry.
Also, that was half plate for Aaron, not chainmail, sorry.
It looks like Chadbert just grabbed his herbs, which is a play that I'm fond of. You know, as soon as you find Garenham or Cantlin or maybe Breckenary, although it's a little inconvenient, you have enough money, just get those herbs so you don't have to come back for them. In the end game, saves a little bit of time.
For sure. Opty now getting her sword. Second person to dive grave.
That's actually, there was a fighter's ring in the back of Garenham that Chadbert just grabbed. It looks like Aaron already had it. And Aaron is in Cantlin. So we will find out if there is a search spot on the overworld today.
Aaron's got lots of MP to get through here. We've got Healmore already, so just a few casts and no problem to get through.
It is nothing. Again, nothing. So that we got Mountain Cave stocks rising. As there isn't a whole lot left to find. I guess there's still the Vanilla Stones of Sunlight Cave out there somewhere, unless I missed it. And yeah, that one...
It's been found, yeah.
The Stones of Sunlight Cave has been found. So yeah, that Mountain Cave is definitely top of mind at this point, because Cole was found, Garenham's found. Aaron saw the Stones Cave, and yeah, Erdrick's token and the armor still at large. And we have no armor in Charlock in this flag set. So we know that... and here Vennicus is in Mountain Cave, where if my intuition is correct, the armor will be found.
Armor and probably token, I guess. Well, we still have Hawksness out there too, yeah. Remoldar has...
Oh yeah, Hawksness.
Was there. Gold in the second chest. We've got 2 more up top and 1 more in the bottom.
There's the token.
Yep.
So if we don't find the armor in one of these 2 chests, then it's definitely in its vanilla spot, and there's only 1 chest left to check after that torch. Oh, right, we do have 1 curse belt, so we do know that it's in Hawksness. And yet, that's just a torch there
right.
in Mountain Cave.
Right, forgot there. With this flag set, of course, you have a possible of 3 curse belts in the game. We have found 1, and we know the coal was empty, and we know there were no coordinates. So there has to be 1 search spot, and the only one left is in Hawksness. Ergo, armor is there because it's one of the few items that can be found on a search spot. The only item we haven't found already. This is where your knowledge comes in. If you know this and you remember it, you know you can stop searching. You didn't have the dive for that last chest.
Yep, although Chadbert is going to grab his Staff of Rain right now, and we start to look at what is the situation going to be going into the end game here. Aaron he's about to get his token momentarily, and we'll see if he makes the connection right away that he doesn't need to check that bottom chest. But he is level 16, has about 6,700 experience. Chadbert is the farthest along in his quest, but a little behind Vennicus and Aaron on experience. Vennicus pretty much in the lead right now. You're going to grab his Staff of Rain, putting him ahead of Aaron on exploration, and with 8,600 experience ahead of Aaron on experience points as well. But I don't think he's found Garenham yet, since he doesn't have that fighter's ring. So he might have less of the map covered, and it might take him longer to find Hawksness. And your Chadbert just now finding Cantlin.
Right, Chadbert doesn't have a sword either. Of course, he's in deep grave. May not need it if he can pick up a flame sword, but only at 107 AP right now. He is a couple levels behind Vennicus, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another advantage to Vennicus, is possessing that sword. And don't forget about Opty either. She is level 16, actually ahead of Chadbert on experience, has the sword, a little behind on exploration, but if not having the sword ends up being a big deal here, Aaron and Chadbert could be in a vulnerable position. Aaron has found Hawksness, however, found a green dragon. Gets 56 experience points from it, not worth it, but does find Erdrick's armor as expected.
Yep, certainly won't be sticking around here for another grind on a spike tile. We do have a couple more spike tiles around, of course. There's one in Swamp Cave and one in Sharlock. Sharlock one we don't expect to see until near the end.
If this ends up being really, really close, like if the stats from the sword, if Aaron and Vennicus end up diving at about the same time, then what could actually happen is that Vennicus could walk straight to the Dragon Lord while Aaron detours to look for the sword in the Sharlock treasury, which could, that's, probably 60 to 90 seconds on average that you lose doing that check. So we'll see if Aaron gets a flame sword and is, ultra confident in his attack power, or Chadbert does that and just totally fades even looking for the sword, or if he does end up losing time doing that. Because on average, there's of chests that Aaron doesn't know about, there are 2 in grave, 1 on the judge's table, and then 6 in the treasury. So on average, going to the treasury in Charlock is a good play. You're likely to find the sword there. Of course, we know you won't.
Yeah, these are the decisions you have to make. You can never guarantee if you're going to pick the right one. Vennicus now picking up his armor. If it were me, knowing what I know about the enemies, I'd immediately warp home and start grinding again. Because you're only at 83 HP, you definitely want at least 10 more, preferably 15 more.
Yeah, for me, go mode swordless is a situation that I dread. It's so hard to make it. It's just like a 50-50, on what you should do. Do you keep looking around? Do you hope for it in Charlock? Do you grind it out? I guess it's 33, 33, 33 for those 3 choices. Just a super tough one to play, and if you call it wrong, you're in big trouble. Opty just bought something in...
Full plate, I think?
I hope it wasn't a flame sword. Okay, Artorias is saying full plate.
Come up on a red dragon here, started to attack him, but decided to run away and has no issues whatsoever.
Yeah, Aaron is in grave. Is this his first trip to grave?
I think it is. I think he went in an opposite direction, because grave was maybe... I want to say northwest, and he went southeast.
Yeah, and he's diving grave, which changes the complexion of this race. He will be getting his sword. But Vennicus, way ahead on experience points. So... Wow, that's an interesting play from Aaron, that he looks at these stats, looks at his loadout, and says, I'm going to dive grave just for the sword, just on the chance the sword is there. That's not something I would normally expect him to do.
For sure, and he's probably going to grab this chest and just bounce.
Yeah, he's going to feel like a very, very lucky player.
So I think all Opty has to do now is find the token, which is a mountain, and Hawksness, of course, to get the armor. I don't think she's seen either yet, but that's where she needs to go. And she's up at level 16. Does need another couple of levels, of course. At level 18 for our strength HP build, we've still only got 84 HP, which is not really enough.
Yeah, man, this HP is really bad. This hero just spec'd it all into spellcasting, and gets that 138 MP, but no durability at all. That 84, it's hard to do much with that.
Yeah, now with 138 HP, you're, what, going on 15 heal mores? Maybe not quite 14, maybe. But you only have 129 AP. You really need something more. Like, you could chance this if you had 140 AP, and now 93 HP story at level 19. I'd maybe go. But only 129 AP is not quite enough. You're not doing too much damage to Dragon Lord. You're not going to get double attacks. In fact, you may not even get single attacks sometimes.
Boy, that 93 HP, that's dicey. But yeah, so many heal mores. I don't even know how many that is. That's closing in. That's got to be like 17 or 18. Man, you could go for a long time. Chadbert finally finds the Rainbow Drop Cave. I don't know how far he is from Hawksness. I think he's been struggling a little bit with the map. Still back at level 15.
Apex saying 95 defense makes 93 tempting. I agree, but it comes down to whether you get physical attacks or breath. If you get the breath, it's useless. If you get the physical attacks, you have a chance.
Yeah, if I was Vennicus and I knew the position I was in, and I knew that I was 4,000 experience ahead of Aaron, I would keep going, and I would keep going until I have 97 HP. But yeah, being, from his point of view, I would be sweating. Like, this is such a dicey situation. Like, you can do it here, but there are so many ways it could go wrong.
Yeah, I think with just that extra little bit of attack power, maybe. The extra attack power that the Death Necklace would give would be great, but of course, then you're even lower on HP.
Oh yeah, Death Necklace is right out. They don't even have it. Or Aaron has it. 1, 2, 1, 5. Not much help there. Only 94 HP on level 20. Oh, this is murder.
Well, thank God we're on very fast experience.
Yeah, it's a saving grace here. If this were standard flags or something with these stats, we'd be looking at a 2.5 hour seed. This is just brutal stat growth.
It's not often you see this kind of match where you're grinding outside of start in zone 0 to get your experience.
But man, can you cast spells.
Oh, I see Opty driving Grave, so she's got her token now.
Now, why would... Oh, Opty in Mountain Cave.
Sorry, Mountain Cave. I apologize.
Still yeah, no problem. It's just like, she already has sword. Why would she be attacking Grave again? But yeah. Yeah, she's gonna run away from that skeleton. But Chadbert has found all his stuff ultimately and is now on his grind. So it's gonna be a matter of seeing if he can overtake Opty's experience points before Opty finds Hawksness. And to determine the race between them, of course, if this Charlock ends up being really, really tough in terms of those enemy zones, anything could happen.
Okay, so I missed the numbers, but at level 21 we have 104 HP now. So yeah.
That'll do it.
Green stats all the way.
Now 104 HP, not a lot for level 21, but it will be enough to get to the Dragon Lord and take care of him. On average, Vennicus has nothing to worry about here. The main thing I think that could stop him is just this alt-run algorithm. You can get run blocked by anything, and whatever the agility is, whatever the enemy is, sometimes it'll just be like, how is this happening? But with this much MP, if you're disciplined, you should be fine. You shouldn't. You can burn so many heal mores on the way down. You know, the only thing that could get you is if you start to think, you know, I don't want to burn heal mores this early or something, and you risk one and you get killed. You know, with 104 HP, you can go down in a few swings. But yeah, Vennicus should have this thing locked in.
Yeah, although immediately gets back attacked by that golem. Does have the fairy flute just in case. I think in one of the seeds we saw a golem on the spike tile, and a fairy flute really would have been helpful.
Yeah, no really bad enemies so far for Vennicus. He gets away from a couple of golems, which are probably going to be the easiest thing to get away from here, just on agility. And he's hardly running into anything. He has 98 defense. I think that's blue dragon. He repels blue dragons, doesn't he?
I'm not sure what the numbers are, but yeah, it's pretty close.
I think it's 98 is blue dragons, 100 is stone men, 108 is armored knights. Or yeah, armored knights. So yeah, it's just stone men, armored knights, red dragons are the only things he can see in golems.
I'm not even sure if he cast Propel or used Fairy Water, because it hasn't run out yet.
But he's saying he doesn't think anyone, or he's ever had 100. We are probably going to see that with the strength agility builds on top.
Chadbert's at 98 now, so yeah. Oh, Chris, okay, he did cast Propel or use Fairy Water, apparently. So Aaron's really catching up fast. He's up to level 20 now. There's only one more level and he'll be ready to go. Opty and Chadbert. Chadbert has the rainbow drop, but still missing the sword. Opty is hopefully heading for the rainbow drop now and still needs Hoxness for the armor.
Yeah, Chadbert has overtaken Opty on experience points, so barring any Sherlock mishaps, her real only hope of finishing ahead of Chadbert is that the lack of Erdrick's sword is a big problem for him. I'm not sure. I think, you grab some fairy waters. You got 18 heal mores. I think you can figure it out. But yeah, Aaron, a little surprising to see Aaron just behind on pace here to Vennicus. Aaron, our defending Winter League champion, and last year went undefeated in the group stage. So this will be his first group stage defeat since before last year, if Vennicus can close this out. Did have to burn, he's burned a couple of heal mores on the way down, but still plenty. I mean, 129 MP is still a way bigger number than you usually see.
Yeah, red dragon there, of course you have to swing through it. Not that a red dragon is going to take a hurt more anyway, but you certainly have to swing through that enemy.
Yeah, Hoodie too, she's correctly pointing out that Vennicus here, barring a miss menu, is a virtual lock.
Yeah, and it can happen.
Yeah, difficult to imagine a scenario here where he doesn't win, although that 8 roll is the min roll to start things off, so maybe a bad omen, but I mean, I don't know who has the simulators open, but I'm pretty sure that mathematically there's no possible scenario where he loses without a miss menu.
Yeah, he certainly wants to see more physical attacks from the Dragon Lord here rather than magic or fire breath, of course.
Yeah, it's pretty unlikely that he'll get any doubles. I don't know exactly what the mathematical ranges are for doubles to be possible, but at 104 HP, you don't expect doubles. You swing heal, swing heal. There's a chance that he could get a low heal more, only heal to 92 or something, and then be in danger of having to heal more twice in a row. But we haven't seen that.
Aaron is now on the second floor of Sherlock. making his way down. Chadbert still at level 19, but going in pretty quick. And Opty is starting to fall behind on the experience now.
Yeah, Opty has just been totally adrift in terms of finding Hawksness to secure her armor. Had no luck and is going to end up quite far behind Chadbert in the probable race for third. There, Vennicus under 24 MP, but yeah, that'll do it.
They buy one heal more though.
So get your GGs out for Vennicus, who will take first place and maintain a perfect record going into the absolute highest bracket for next week's position round, the coveted 10-point round.
Of course, it's not always something you want because you're going to face those runners that are right there with you. So someone has to lose in week 3. But still, you'll be up top. You've got a much better chance of staying in the playoffs with the 10 points to start.
Oh yeah, but what Vennicus has shown here is that he can take on anyone.
Oh yeah. Like you said, aaron2u2, defending champion from last year. And Chadbert is no slouch. Opty has been doing really good in the last couple of years if you've been playing as well. So, yeah, good for Vennicus here. Speaking of Opty, she has a rainbow drop now. And that sounds like a Vennicus. GG.
Wow, holy crow. That was something.
GG Vennicus, what was going through your mind when you got out there and saw that zone 0?
Sheer and utter panic. The magician being 300, the Magidraki being like 160, the red slimes being 100 and something. Like, I was just like, okay, I'm here until go mode, I guess, and then explore. Yeah, that was something.
Yeah, that strategy was pretty much the expert consensus. You were in good company, but from the very beginning, you had a little bit of an edge over everyone else. You just got on that grind a little sooner, had a little more experience, and then you managed to press that advantage throughout the race, and never really dropped out of the catbird seat.
I got a little lucky everything being on the first continent. I don't know what swamp led to, and I'm glad I didn't go there.
So here we're seeing Chadbert has gone into Sharlock without Erdrick's Sword, about 112 attack power. I don't know if he brought Fairy Water, but that, even with this MP, that's going to be a tall order. So he's probably hoping that he finds Erdrick's Sword in the Sharlock Treasury. Meanwhile, Opty has her armor and is grinding out for eventually level 20 or 21. There, Chadbert also going on that 87 HP, so almost certainly not planning on winning without Erdrick's Sword in hand. So this could leave the door open, because of course we know that Chadbert will not find Erdrick's Sword anywhere in Sharlock.
Aaron, meanwhile, on DL2 and should have no problem, still has 40 MP left. Actually,
And
41
there it
MP
is.
when he beats it, yeah.
Get your GGs out for aaron2u2, who will take second place and secure a pretty comfortable spot after 2 weeks with 8 points.
Chadbert is now in the bottom of Sharlock, and we're looking at the treasury here.
He opens his item menu looking for keys. He does not find keys, just as he will not find a sword.
There's the rest of that gold, though.
And no doubt, feeling distressed after that. We'll see. We'll know he's in big trouble if he goes back looking for the judges' table. looks like that's exactly what he's doing. So this leaves a gap you could drive a semi-truck through for Opty to take advantage of and potentially grab third place here. But she still has a little ways to go, and she's actually not in the best zone. She's in this east-west zone that has most of the good stuff, but also has these drolls, which are suboptimal. And I mean, normally you'd look at this zone and say it's phenomenal, but compared to the Zone 0, it's not quite as good.
Yeah, Vennicus, that was a great zone most people have picked. I think there were 2 racers that did stay up in that northeastern zone a little bit. But you just grind right outside of Tanager. It seemed pretty great.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the Magician, like, I got lucky with the Magician being, like, the first one I killed for 300, and I'm just like, well, most people would just stay here to grind, so might as well just do it, and I ground up to the Silver Shield and made that pretty easy, and then just kind of, like, laughed across the overworld, and I think that's the only way I could have done it.
Chadbert makes it to the judges' table, finds wings, and to me, wings are almost the most demoralizing thing you could find. I'd almost rather find a torch. At least that I can get the satisfaction of selecting it in the inventory and hearing the little noise.
So I do have to say one thing, is going to the bottom of Sharlock and then fighting my first AAK and knowing it had DL2 breath, that was scary.
Why didn't see that?
On this fight too.
And there's Aaron. Congrats on second place, Aaron. How'd you feel about that seat?
I'm relieved to get out of there second place. That was just, right off the bat, I'm like, oh, every single contingency I've kind of thought of to work on this week doesn't matter. It's all just exploration. And I didn't think my exploration was particularly good. So the fact that I got second through here is, I'm happy. I think I played generally smart, but, GG's to Vennicus, Mr. I've only ever beat you twice.
Well, I guess this makes number 3, but, I'll take it.
And I'm looking forward to the constant bragging after. How many times did I have to remind you to sign up for Winter League? I think we were in the double digits.
Something like that, yeah.
You see, Aaron always knows what's best for you. That's gotta listen to him.
Yeah, the big thing here was I think Vennicus and then Opty went for Grave pretty quick and did dive. Chadbert only just barely diving for Grave for Sword now, but is in Sherlock 1 level ahead of Opty. Still not doing great at 87 HP.
Yeah, Chadbert could be giving us a really exciting Dragon Lord fight if he does make it there on 87 HP. Not impossible, crazier things have happened, but the door is not closed for Opty, who it looks like is going to stick it out to level 21.
Well, did you think about going at 19, Vennicus?
No, I did not want to fail that dive just in case you were right on my butt. I needed to make sure that I had the HP to just get through it and take whatever points I got from getting through that fight.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way. Like, the strength to MP ratio actually wasn't where I wanted it to be, I think, to survive. Because I assumed if I dove early, it was the dive that was going to be worse than the Dragon Lord. Even at 93, I don't know. 94 was really tempting, but I'm like, I've already done this for 1 strength. I got to go like another level, or 1 hit point. So I actually expected you to have went earlier because I kind of was biting my lip. I felt like I missed a window not being aggressive enough, but especially looking at what Sharlock was like, I think I saw 4 golems and 1 armored knight.
Yeah, like I repelled all the way through that, but I didn't see half the map. I didn't find Garenham, didn't find Cantlin. I literally got super lucky in all my routing and found everything pretty much in the order that I needed to. I don't think I could repeat that.
Yeah, I want to ask Aaron, what was your thought process in deciding to dive the grave when the only thing left to find was the sword? Were you weighing, hoping that it was in Sharlock, or were you always going to do the grave dive?
yeah, I was just, I thought about it and I'm like, no, see, because I still had Stone's Cave too, outstanding, and I hadn't seen Sharlock, and I'm like, I'm repelling everything. This isn't very long. And just having that confidence to go in there. I hate, like, relying on the 5 or 6 out of 9. It just doesn't seem to work great for me. So I was going to full dive grave until I found it at that point. I also had made no backup plan for not having the sword. It wasn't Stones. I was Tablet Cave. I didn't find, which I saw on the way to Sharlock when I went to win. I was like, oh, hey, that's Tablet Cave. Cool. But yeah, I didn't even look at shops for a sword. I'm pretty sure I could have gotten a broadsword from like Garenham, but I was just short of the flame sword. And I saw the back door, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. If I have to get that later, we'll do it. And I don't know. This was winnable with the flame sword, I guess, but it was still. We had a lot of MP. The strength was mostly there. It was just the hit points, and I don't know. I assume nobody went like really pushing out exploring any earlier than I did.
So Chadbert is putting on quite a show here. He really muscled his way through DL1 using herbs and so forth, and eventually actually getting a stop spell that allowed him to go through on his full HP, which is only 87. Then got sneak attack, knocked down to 47, swung on 47, and is carrying on. But there you see he heals to full and gets knocked down to 41. Now he's on 45 and he's swinging on that.
Now, Opty has just hit level 21. Chadbert and Opty are in a strength agility build. So on level 21, Opty only has 96 HP. It's good enough to go, but it looks like she may be going another level.
And there Chadbert went for another 47. Oh man, he is dancing with the devil right now, playing it very risky. That 49 swing was not risky when you have 100 defense, but he's definitely making us hold our breath.
I mean, you gotta go risky on just about all the time. I don't know, this is a little too risky probably, but 87 hit points is crazy.
Man, this is like doing it on no equipment. Or doing it without Erdrick's armor. He goes for 47 there. He was getting knocked down to 41. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Goes down to 1.
And at that point, you risk not getting a full heal either.
Isn't it... What's the range on heal more? I think when you have 87 hit points, is it not guaranteed that you go to full?
Oh, right, yeah. 87, yeah. They would be full, wouldn't they?
Swings on 45!
It's got to do this. Has no Healmores left.
43! He gets it!
It gets it!
Oh man,
you have shocked the world!
Alright, he wins the most intense dragon fight of the week. We don't even need to see the other races. Like, this is top tier right there.
And I was afraid to go at 93 hit points.
Look, it's as I was saying.
And still not going?
It's as I was saying, when you have 147 MP, you can do a lot of stuff. Archie, wasn't Ziggy's swing on 41 not intentional? That's not the point. A swing is a swing, I get it. Hey, GG Chadbert, you've made history tonight with that Dragon Lord battle. I mean, you can see the numbers on the strength HP builds there on the trackers at level 21, and you can see that battle on 87 hit points was not totally standard practice here.
That was horrible, but I managed to survive. So, my thinking on this was that we typically get tons of extra HP and big swamp seats. So, my thinking was switch from HP to agility and run from everything, repel everything instead, and then soak up some damage more easily on DL2. It turns out to be the one seat I didn't want to do it on.
Yeah, this was definitely not the one to play the strength agility build on, but when you have 147 MP, maybe you can make your own luck.
I triple heal mort once.
Yeah, I saw he kept knocking you, breathing fire, knocking you down to 41, and here, Opty is diving on level 22, has over 100, at least 100 defense, but is not repelling.
Or
I remember, yeah, running around on 46. I think I had a conversation with her about this last year when we did a pickup race together, and I watched her finish and told her, but that was in Chaos Flags, and I was telling her, in Chaos Flags, you pretty much always repel Sharlock. But, gosh, 152 MP, it's hard to relate to the thought process, but it looks like we might be having the DNF come in. Nope. She's still going?
Still going, yeah. I mean, there's a good chance to win on this level, so can't see why she wouldn't push through.
It's a very good chance to win on level 22.
Alright, I need to go wind down a little bit. Thanks everyone for putting this on. Again, GG's to Vennicus. I will remember this. And GG Chadbert, that was a heck of a show there at the end.
Yeah, great races, both of you guys. This was awesome.
Alright, GG guys. See you later.
GG's.
Wow, I didn't notice that level 2 brought a bunch more attack power. Opty's at 150 AP right now.
That's a little more like what you'd normally expect to see on level 22. I think 22 is the level that I went to on my very first vanilla Dragon Warrior playthrough. Did the whole grind in
Oh no. Oh, the baby breath from the werewolf.
Yeah, she gets breathed on by the werewolf.
I'm gonna pick it right back up and go again.
Yeah, Miplet dropping those heal please emotes. I've had a few of those in my chat.
So what do you two think of next week's flags? Vanilla-ish? Or what do we call it? Neapolitan-ish?
Yeah, Neapolitan. So it's... Okay, the thing that's crazy about that flag set is that it's Three's Company with the full Sharlock and vanilla spell levels. So do you dive without heal more? Or do you go all the way to 17? It's very, very tricky, and can turn Sharlock into a big-time casino, because suddenly if you get run blocked a lot, like, sorry, you can't out-heal the damage, so go home, get the princess again, try again.
It is also a position round, right? So you might see people that want the edge to go do that, right? Like, it's gonna be one of the watch. Like, there's a few key players in this tournament that I think will try something crazy early. Slammy. So we'll see. This will definitely be something. It's definitely probably one of the weakest flags out of the weeks that I think, and it's just gonna get harder from here. So keep a watch. It's gonna be some exciting finishes on that week.
Yeah, I normally like the vanilla maps, but man, this week, I mean, week 3 might be the most unpredictable week. There's just so much built into it, you know? Like, you could, in theory, go on a really low level and just not encounter anything or just get lucky running away. There's like no minimum level as long as you can get through the whatever's guarding the princess.
Another case for strength agility, actually, because if you have the defense to repel early enough, you can get away with it. Just, I mean, you've got heal, you've got herbs, you don't have heal more necessarily if you don't go to 17, but all you get to do is get through without getting attacked. The only real fight you need is that spike tile.
That is a good point. Opty's still swinging at stuff. I can't imagine that she has any thoughts of gaining another level.
Something else to think of for next week as well. It's the 1 week where you might want the fairy flute for sure.
Oh, it's vanilla
yeah.
spikes, isn't it? So yeah, the golem's
you
gonna
got
be
that.
there.
You got that golem, right? That's the other thing you gotta take out is that golem. So that does provide... It can be tricky. I mean, yeah, you better have the flute or else you're gonna want heal more.
Opty gets revenge on that werewolf there with 126 critical attack. Deciding to swing through everything now.
Yeah, I don't know about that when you've got
But still not healing.
bottomless well of agility. Man, 105 agility. That might be the biggest agility number I've ever seen in a race. But it is still just a number. And
Speaking of the
boy,
golem.
what a number! Run blocked by a golem, which is the easiest thing you'll ever get to run from in an alt run algo Sharlock.
I'm just waiting for Opty to shred through this DL2 like Swiss cheese with 150 AP. Like this is gonna be fun to watch. These are gonna be some numbers.
Yeah, it'll be cathartic.
Oh no.
The enemy's just generally really generous in this seed. Even some of these late ones, like these, I guess not the werewolves, but the red dragon was worth over 100. Oh no! Don't heal.
Oh
walk.
no! Use your heal more. Oh, please don't. Okay.
She uses it there. I mean, you can use half your heal mores and be okay.
It's a
What's a
crit.
critical hit?
Okay, just go back and use your heal more. Oh, what? No!
What is this? Does she want another level for some reason?
Is she close to one? I don't know what the threshold would be.
I think would be right at 19 because it was like 13, 15, so that'd be 17, 19. Yeah.
So we'll get to see level 23. We'll get to see more than 105 agility or not. But look at that, 26 more hit points. Why not?
It was all part of the plan.
I mean, without level up refills, it's kind of hard to enjoy that.
Funny thing is here, I mean strength agility build, obviously, but at level 23, still doesn't... Actually, yeah, still doesn't have the proper HP for a death necklace.
Now she's gonna go for the... She had herbs all... She was trying to heal walk. I guess she wasn't heal walking. She was trying to get level 23.
Yeah.
I like her, the Dragon Warrior 3 goof-off, female goof-off sprite, I think is what she uses. And it always looked like... I don't know if she's supposed to be holding a whip. It always looked to me like it was like an Easter basket, like she's the Easter bunny.
Oh yeah, I can see that. All right, let's watch these attacks roll in. Starting off with a 21. Wow.
21. Blackjack. And then lucky number 13, which, I mean, when 13 is near your minimum roll, you're pretty well off. Cody wants to see a hit for 30. That's not, the max roll here is 25, unfortunately. It's 12 to 25, I guess, is the range. Could she finish with 60 MP? Quite possibly. She could put on the winter tiles, skate across the ice all the way to Dragon Warrior 2 World, and go fight Malroth with these stats. Now it looks like we've maybe lost her stream.
Oh no, so close to the end. Hey, the ball of light, apparently.
88 with 11
Oh, wow.
heal wars to spare. She could have fought him twice. Alright, get your GGs out. You're already doing it. Get your GGs out for Opty. It'll come in fourth with a time of 103.04. I mean, that was like the most blink and you miss it DL2 I've ever seen.
Opti is going to abstain from an interview, but GG's all the same. I mean, good for sticking it out, and we really love to see that fight there.
.164 MP is 20 heal mores. And she used 9 of them.
Yeah, that's the kind of DL2 battle we all want to have and rarely ever get.
Well, I don't want to have that Dragon Lord battle, because if that's what your battle is like, you're probably in last place. Everyone else did it, you know, a long time ago and much less permissive stats, but yeah, I mean, it's fun when you get to do it. Yeah, the exact opposite of Chadbert's. And Aaron was the winner of tonight's Bonk Award with only 30.
Well, I guess in that case, we do have 2 more races tonight. Before we go to those, though, one on RPG Limit Break and one on here on DW Randomizer. Vennicus, Chadbert, do you guys have anything else for this race?
No, it was just a pleasure. Thanks for everyone putting this on. Archfield for the restream. Cyberdark and Quinn for the comms. Juf, and I can't see who the other tracker is at the moment.
Artorias.
Artorias, okay. Thanks everyone for doing this. Thanks for being here. Crazy week, and we got 2 more races to watch, so hopefully you have a couple monitors, watch them both side to side, and see what happens.
Yeah, it was my pleasure, guys, and yeah, don't go anywhere. About 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes. We've got 2 more races coming right up here. Let's see here. We got both at 9 o'clock, so you can either have on dual monitors, you can pick one to watch now and one to watch on the VOD, but we got Group 1, Sags 28, Destiny of a Dragon Warrior, Hoodie 2 Shoes, and Miplet. Should be a good one. And then Group 9, Beta, Sasa Drink, Sonny Wrath, and J-Coper. So those should both be exciting.
That's fine, Artorias. But yeah, we'll go offline for a little while here. Camion is going to be back, I think, restreaming here, and High Spirits will be restreaming on RPG Limit Break. So make sure you watch one or both of them if you can, and we'll see you for more races later on. Thank you all, and good night.